Abusuya ya mama kwa basronko so de ba Ghana politics avenue so abusuya mama yembu nra yensemu. Abusuya eye miracle Aboagye a eye EOCO for arrest no e wo airport abra na ofri Ghana mu a ebu ne ketem de ma adu abrochi mrem a EOCO for arrest no. Abusuya nsema da betu jan say up to now eye EOCO for omom pese e ne lawyer na say omo se enya dia ne lawyer na say na busuani bia ebehu no. Eye top eye MPP eye communication member ba ko na de nsem ya betu dwa say up to now eye ne lawyer eye EOCO for deny say eye ne lawyer omo pese ne lawyer ebehu eye ne client aya friend him Aboagye nto ano akofa nsem bebre de abama isi ano ama eye America Aboagye na so eye shepa eye top MPP top official na de nsem we abetu dwa say eye alleged say eye America Aboagye lawyer eye EOCO for deny ne say ade a opese o de ohun mo deny ne say omo pese omo behu because omo yenkoti nsem o ye by the ka beto aso.
Got indication that the NPP's Dennis Miracles Aboagye had been picked up by EOCO, and in fact, we're told that he was picked up at the Accra International Airport. And so, towards evening, we got a release, official release from the NPP, signed by the General Secretary, asking for details. And so, let's put that on the screen right now, read it, and then we'll get into a conversation from this point. So, this was signed by Justin Frimpong Kodia, who's the General Secretary of the NPP, and this is what he said. In fact, this is the release. He says officers of EOCO, with the help of immigration officers, arrested Dennis Miracles Aboagye at the airport and took him into custody. Since then, they have denied him his lawyer's access, and his whereabouts is not known. It's not decided, with no charges preferred. Let us be clear what this is. It is not law enforcement. It is intimidation. Dennis Miracles Aboagye is one of the loudest and most effective critics of this government. He has asked hard questions about Galamsey. He's challenged this administration's record. He's announced his candidacy for a leadership position in our party only hours ago. And now he sits in EOCO custody. The NPP therefore demands that EOCO release Dennis Miracles Aboagye immediately, or charge him and put him before a court of competent jurisdiction as the Constitution requires, that he be granted unrestricted access to his lawyers and his family without further delay. Article 14.2 of the 1992 Constitution is not a suggestion. That his government, that this government ends the pattern of politically motivated invitations, arrests and detentions targeted at members of the NPP. We say to EOCO and to those directing it, institutions of state are not private weapons. Ghanaians are watching, and Ghana's institutions will outlive this government. To our members, stay calm, stay lawful, stay united. Intimidation has never silenced this party, and it will not begin today. And so this is signed by the General Secretary of the NPP. And in fact, speaking of the NPP as well, we have Mr. Richard Ahiagba, who's just joined us in the studio. He's the Director of Communications as well. Good morning.
Morning.
It's been a while. I haven't seen you in
I was going to say,
about
you can't
5
even mention
years.
my name anymore.
Why can't I mention your name?
Because it's been a long time.
So I shouldn't mention it?
No, I'm saying you can't mention my name anymore.
No.
Because it's been a long time since you mentioned my name. It's like, what name is this? I can't even.
It sounds weird.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
But nice to
How
see
have you
too.
been?
I've been okay.
Yeah.
Been looking at you on TV.
Okay.
So it's good to see you in person.
Good to see you as well.
Time.
Yes, I know.
Good,
and this morning, I mean, just by the way, we were wondering if you were running for Director of Communications, but we got indication that you're running for what? First Vice Chair?
National First Vice Chair.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
How's that going? Has the campaign started?
Yes, it started.
I see.
But it officially be launching probably this week. Yeah.
Okay, because we thought you were going into competition with Dennis, but that's not happening.
No, that's not.
You're tired of, you want to move to the next level?
I want to probably be in a more leadership decision-making role.
Okay.
From what I've seen as communication director, there are a few things that we need to screw properly and to ensure that we are moving in the right direction together with one voice to try and recapture power, build confidence again, and win the confidence of Ghanaians in our vision to develop Ghana in freedom. So I think that being a National First Vice gives me the visibility, the vision to be able to see and support the national chairman with the reforms that we need to put in place to move the country along.
Well, all the best with that as well.
Absolutely.
Hopefully you go uncontested.
Oh no, that
doesn't
is not a
look
possibility. Yeah. So it's a slot of 3. So if I go, I can't be first, second, and third. So the others will contest.
I see. All
My brother, perhaps he hasn't declared yet. So.
Oh, your brother. Is he
Once
still a member of the
always
MP?
MPP.
Okay.
Yes, you know how footballers, when they go to training, they are one team, but then they will play from the opposite side just to prepare.
So
he'll come home.
Okay, we've had other people describe them as NDC, which is why I'm surprised you're saying.
No, but in his heart of hearts, his conduct, yes, will be, but that is just because we are trading, right? He'll come home. You see from this morning.
So if they intend to come back, will the NDC
Absolutely.
Okay.
He just has to be remorseful, and then he'll be welcome.
He needs to apologize.
Maybe not, but just say, no, I did that out of some inducement of desire or ambition, and so therefore I'm back home. He will come.
He will come. Okay, we hear you. Maybe when he becomes first vice chair, that's one of the things that he's going to champion.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You see that a day where even the Honorable Guzitano, he came back, right?
Okay.
You understand?
I understand.
I can give you a list of people. They've come back. And so, home is home. And home is the UK.
Anyway, let's get into our conversation now. Why is Dennis Miracles Aboagye? Mr. Richard Ahimba.
Bella, good morning, and good morning to my senior and my good brother. Dennis is somewhere, but we don't know where he's at. Our understanding is that EOCO has him. Why they have him, we don't know. Whether there's a basis for that drama, it's clear to me that there is no basis for it. In a democracy where people should have a right to access their lawyers in situations like this government decides to deny him that right. They deem it a privilege that when they please, they will allow him. And so till now, he hasn't spoken to his lawyers from what we understand. He traveled out of the country to the U.S., came back Saturday night. He was seized at the airport. Now, here is a guy coming into a jurisdiction where you control. So at any given time, you can find him in this country. But then you chose to detain him when he has come back. It's as if he was running from you, or as if you prevented him from traveling, he found his way to travel. He didn't break any law traveling, and then he has come back into this country. And so what is this whole appetite of just arrest, for what? That's how you can't understand. So he's here. Okay. If you need him, and on a Saturday night, what do you need him for? Sunday, what do you need him for? You are not working. And so Monday, when the man is here, if you want to surveil him, you want anything at all, you can do that. You have the architecture to do that. So why seize him on a Saturday night?
Does it mean that there was no prior invitation to come to
There is no conversation as to whether we need you, and he said, no, I won't come.
Is he currently under investigation for something?
Well, I mean, I don't want to go into that.
Okay.
You understand? But practically before us is why you have seized him. Even if he's under investigation, what risk does it pose? Why did you allow him to travel in the first place if you had an investigation ongoing to do with him? And if you are comfortable to let him go, and he is comfortable to come back in, this drama, who does it serve? How does it help your investigation? Because if you're already investigating an individual and is attending to, your calls, what is this?
So you say he was picked up on Saturday night?
Saturday night,
at the airport.
At the airport upon return.
And between Saturday and this morning, he's not been given legal counsel?
Yeah, absolutely. Before I went to bed last night, which was somewhere around close to midnight, the briefing I had was that he's not spoken to his lawyers. Okay, and see, so you don't understand what the government is doing. And I was talking on some other network, and I'm pleading to the president to say that the balance of his work record, okay, in public life that we know, doesn't marry with what is happening in his government. So, but his silence brings this to his doorstep, because ultimately he bears responsibility. So why is this happening and he's quiet? And you understand that once this thing is happening, it is democracy that is being weakened. Because if it's happening to Miracles today, it could happen to my brother tomorrow. And if all of us remain quiet, gradually, we are weakening the spirit of democracy. The voice of dissent is critical, because now we don't know why he was arrested. Our best imagination is that he's been detained because of him being an MPP and a critic of the government. Okay, and because they haven't told us any other reason
you're
why.
That could be the reason?
Yes.
What would be their reason for detaining him because of that?
Well, why wouldn't they have a reason? And the point is that if they want to cure this, then they should tell us why. They should allow him access to his lawyer so we get the reason why he was detained on a Saturday night, okay, when they don't need him for any investigation. Because they just kept him, literally. Nobody interviewed, did anything, just kept him, because everybody is weekending, right? So nobody interviewed him. And I'm saying that our best guess at this moment is that he is being detained because he's a critic. And the reason why they would do that is that they've done that to many people who are criticizing this government on social media, TikTok, X, whatever. They're arresting people for saying president is that, arresting people for this. So this is part of a long list of people who have been arrested to silence criticism, to silence dissent in a democracy, unfortunately. And so it pains me that after these incidents, we have to constantly remind this government and His Excellency that this one is a democracy. Okay, this can happen in somewhere, excuse me to say, not indicting them, but for what it is, in Burkina Faso, where it's not a democracy, elsewhere where it's not a democracy. But here, it's a democracy, and you've got to respect the rights of people. You can't do this in a democracy.
You seem to have concluded on what could be the reason for his arrest,
because they haven't told us the reason.
You're indicating that it's because he's very vocal about, or critical about government and, of course, the way they're going about things. But at the same time, we also do understand that there's been some investigation in the past. So should we not just be a bit careful with the conjecture until we get that statement from EOCO? So
the investigations in the past that I know about, which I don't want to get into, was he arrested during those investigations like this that you saw? What is the motivation for arresting him Saturday night when you've been already engaging him, you call him and he comes? So this arrest, what is it to serve? Is it that you wanted him, you haven't gotten him? But when he was leaving, you control the airport with all the national security people swimming in that space, right? You let him go. And he came on his own. So he's coming to the place where you always find him and bring him to answer questions. So what is this one? Right? And then we made that conclusion because this is not the first. Okay, and it's not necessarily that it is because he's Dennis, so you are arresting him. But we have a pattern of arrest and silence strategy of this government. Okay, of many people who are critical of the government. And this is one of many of such arrests.
And just to make it clear, he's not been invited officially. You are not aware of any invitation from EOCO or any of these institutions for him to answer any questions?
If there were, the prior investigations. This is just, if EOCO wants to talk to him, the same way other institutions were doing it, they could have just called him. So there is no basis to arrest him just to be able to talk to him because the man is available.
So we spoke to Mr. Richard Kumado this morning. He's a security expert. And he says that the BNI, now it's BNI again, or, EOCO and all these institutions, they do not owe any political party any response as to what's going on. If you are concerned about where your party member is, you should go to court.
Respectfully, Mr. Kumado is my brother, but that's a reckless statement to make in a democracy. The government owes a democracy explanation. So I don't understand what he means by that.
He says they are not supposed to report to the political
It's reckless. It's reckless. Whatever thing he's talking is reckless. You are in a democracy, you say don't owe citizens accountability. I'm coming.
Okay.
If you allow that to pass, he would do it to my brother. He will do it to me, and it doesn't owe anybody explanation.
The modus operandi of
it doesn't matter.
They are not supposed to report to the political parties.
Reckless statement. You should have told him to stop it. Look, this is a democracy fundamentally. BNI is part of the democratic architecture to enforce laws. They don't have a law unto themselves. We, the people, this is our power given to the government to exercise on our behalf. For anybody to suggest 1 minute to say that an institution in a democratic state can answer to the people is reckless. What is this?
He says go to
It doesn't make any sense. Just stop it. Doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Where does he get that idea from? So there's a different set of rules in a democracy for some people, that they can seize people without reference to democracy, without laws? How? How does that happen?
All right.
What kind of reckless commentary is that?
Well,
And they don't have responsibility, they don't owe anybody an explanation. So you can be seized and then somebody can come on TV and say nobody owes explanation why you are seized.
all right. Well, producers, if you can.
It's very nauseous to hear this morning.
Hold on, Richard. Let's see if we
what's
can
that?
raise him on the line again, just so he can expatiate on this statement that he's made. But Richard,
nobody should allow
calm
that.
down.
No, I'm down. But I'm just saying that when at the point we're having a conversation saying that democracy is under attack, to have people validating that kind of commentary to say that it is okay.
He's someone who's worked at the BNI. He's worked in these.
If he works there, then he's been abusing the rule when he was there. The point is that you cannot arrest anybody and say that you don't owe anybody explanation. That person has a right. I'm coming. You have a right. You are a free soul. You see, arrest is a control mechanism. It's a regulating mechanism for the state to control, to administer justice, to ensure that there is security. Okay, so when you are seized, it's a critical matter. Otherwise, you should be a free being in a democracy. You should be free. You understand? So you can't go and vote for a government and somebody come and stay on TV and say that you have gone to give your rights to somebody to exercise for collective good, and the person is abusing it to arrest you, and they don't have any explanation why you abuse. If he was arrested and he hears somebody make that commentary on TV, will he be proud of the person? Oh. That's completely unacceptable. And if it is part of the NDC effort to have people come and validate this thing by saying BNI don't have any explanation, it is reckless. It is nauseous. It's not acceptable.
He spoke as a security expert.
We know what happens.
We'll raise him again.
We know what happens. People are moving in the back to try and straighten this thing. It's bad. In a democracy, I don't understand why the NDC behaves in this manner.
That's what I'm saying, that he's not speaking on behalf of the NDC.
Well, who else can be speaking like this?
As a security expert. So
and security expert to say that democracy doesn't matter.
To the NDC. But Councillor Jumega is here. Let me just go to him so he can also speak on this matter. And when we're able to raise Mr. Richard on the phone,
it's my name too.
I know, right? He'll be able to explain this further. But Council, I mean, it's been, Saturday night up until this point, over 24 hours. Okay, hold on. Let me just speak to Mr. Richard Kumado quickly. Mr. Richard Kumado, good morning again.
Thank you, Bella.
All right. I don't know if you heard the latter part of our conversation, but earlier we spoke to you on this morning's segment, and you mentioned that based on the modus operandi of, these security institutions, BNI, EOCO, etc., they don't necessarily have to respond or give updates to the political parties when they pick up someone based on investigations, etc. And that if they need to know where their client is or they need to, go through the process, they should go to court. Can you expatiate on this? Because Mr. Richard Ahiagba is here and he says that statement that you made was reckless.
No, why would Richard Ahiagba say I made it reckless? He could have used a better word than say reckless. Knowing who he is, forget about him. We all know who he is. But let me give for purposes of public education. For purposes of public education, I'm saying that if Richard Kumado is picked up today by EOCO or by BNI or the police, they will not speak to political parties. They will inform my family. They will inform my lawyer the reason why I have been picked and where I am being kept. They will even inform me at the point of the arrest. Or when I get to my destination, they will tell you this is why you have been arrested. Because normally you might be arrested for on a particular issue, but there are other issues for which they want you to answer for. And they will prefer to speak to your lawyer because we are in a democracy where rule of law is the name of the game and evidence is the name of the game. So I'm saying that all this issue about NDC, NPP coming into the public space to say that their person has been arrested and they don't know where the person are, it is not right, and let's stop it. If it is for political expediency, fine. But if we are talking about serious stuff and we are talking about public education and we are educating the general public, the EOCO, the BNI, the police will not arrest anybody, and they will not allow their lawyers or their families or they themselves to be in the north for which they have been arrested. So that was the point I was making.
Okay, all right. Mr. Richard Ahiagba, I guess you get the explanation now?
Yeah, you know, the disdain with which he's talking is fine. I won't indulge that. He's a superhuman being, so that we allow him to feel super. But the point is that everything he said now has not happened. His lawyers have not been informed. So if he doesn't know, he should learn that one, that his lawyers have not been informed.
But
So please, I don't want you to interfere. But what I'm trying to say is that
Mr. Kumado, you hold on. I'll let you come in shortly, please.
His lawyers haven't had access to him. Okay, but he's saying that that ought to happen. It has not happened. And I'm saying that the general commentary out there, okay, I don't know what super intelligence he has for which he's disregarding and disrespecting people, but I take it from him that perhaps is ignorant, okay, of who I am. But the point I'm trying to make is that what he's saying is a reckless statement to make in a democracy, that an institution in a democratic state can see somebody, and we are making a comment on national television to say that they don't have responsibility to the country. And then you're saying that a political party is part of the democratic infrastructure of our country. So it's not just MPP and you say it like that. It is part of the structure. So if we say it doesn't have responsibility to anybody, it's a reckless statement to make. Anybody can generalize that to mean anything. That, oh, this even BNI doesn't have responsibility. So what about us? So you are degrading the quality of democracy we want to experience and build by making that commentary. If you think you have made a statement and it is seen not to be appropriate, you don't come and denigrate and say, as for that person, let's forget about it.
All right.
You clarify as you are done. But the truth of it is that what he expects to have happened hasn't happened.
Okay. All right. I need to bring Council Jim again, but Mr. Kumado, I'll bring you in shortly, say, and I'll give you enough time, I promise. But Mr. Kumado, Mr. Kumado, okay, just quickly on this matter, of course, you are saying that up until this point where his lawyer has not been spoken to or given access to him, and his family may not be aware of it as well, that is wrong and that should have been corrected. I mean, he was picked up on Saturday night. It's been over 24 hours. By the end of today, we're getting into 48 hours. And yet his lawyer has not been able to speak to him. That is not the right modus operandi of EOCO, for example. You have worked with these institutions before.
No, but whatever Richard is saying has changed the whole dynamics of what we said or what I said. And I don't know why he's making me his point of reference today. I don't know whichever anger he's carrying from, wherever he's carrying it from. But because it's Richard Ahiagba, I'll mind him. If I want to mind him, then I want to say that he should learn common sense sometimes.
Okay. Mr. Kumado, please. Mr. Kumado, please. Mr. Kumado. Mr. Kumado.
So we will not take anything from somebody like Richard Ahiagba who has no credibility. You don't come on there and attack me because I express an opinion.
We can express ourselves without the disrespect, Mr. Kumado.
Of NDC and NPP. I'm a serious person. I have done serious things in this country. So learn it properly. And this should be your last warning.
Mr. Kumado,
when it comes to
Mr. Kumado, you have to retract that statement.
Because I wasn't talking to you.
Mr. Kumado.
I wasn't talking against your political party. I was asked specific
Mr. Kumado.
And I provide an answer. So
Mr.
let
Kumado.
it into your brain.
Please, out of respect, at least for the rest of us on this platform as well, I would ask that you retract that statement you made earlier, because this is just a platform to discuss matters. We don't need to disrespect each other in the process. It's a question I asked him based on a statement you made earlier.
Yes, I don't have in my spirit to disrespect people.
So please, out of respect.
And he make me a point of reference, and he want to come after my person in the manner he did, as if he has an issue against me. This NDC you have done for all these years, what did you gain from it? And what does it make of you? And what have you become? That people cannot speak as professionals and express a professional opinion on issue, which I have done for all these years.
Mr. Kumado.
When your was in power,
all right.
Come on, some of you, it's better with all response to what you say, because
Thank you, Mr. Kumado. Will you retract it or not?
Issues.
I guess not. Well, thank you very much for speaking, and I apologize across the board if both of you feel disrespected with statements that have been made, either from Mr. Richard Ahiagba to Mr. Kumado or to Mr. Kumado to you. I apologize on on our TV. But let me bring, I'll give you the chance, but you've spoken for too long. Let me bring Council in. Council, over 24 hours, we still have not received word from EOCO. We don't even know why he's been arrested.
Good morning to your viewers, wherever they are. I don't know why you left it at 24 hours, but...
I said over.
Yes, I don't know why.
So when they say my cause for political harmony, so for a miracle, Aboagye Asiano, yeah, EOCO for Madina and lawyer say, Omum Pese, Obehu, the client, as Siakofa, a year, the same baby, Abam. We should subscribe and not subscribe, no share, no I to notification, but so am I saying same baby about political and so I believe you have done.